Good morning, everyone. Today we celebrate the feast of Mary, Mother of the Church. Now, it's rather an interesting title, and it's one that was formalized towards the end of towards the beginning of the Second Vatican Council by Pope Paul the Sixth. So you might remember that we had a change of popes during the Second Vatican Council, and it's one of the first things that he achieved. He established the title of Mary, Mother of the Church. And so, why was that necessary? What was it all about? Well, it really does come back to the time when Jesus was hanging on the crucifix. And in John's Gospel today, chapter 19, he says, "Woman, this is your son," referring to St. John, and to John, "this is your mother." Now, there are two ways we could look at it. One would be literally, sort of saying, well, I'm not around anymore, and therefore you need to be dependent on each other. So, John, please look after my mother and take her in as your own. And Mary, you have a man who's prepared to watch over and look after you and treat him as your son. That would be the literal interpretation. Of course, the other one is the representative interpretation, which would be saying that Mary is seen to be the mother of everyone. John is represented, it represents all of us, represents the whole church. And so by saying, you are the mother of all of these people, and saying to us that our mother is Mary. And so there's the interpretation where it shouldn't be taken specifically just to John, but that John represents everyone. So the title of Mary, Mother of the Church is a most suitable and appropriate one. It's one that also gives us a great deal of reassurance, sort of knowing, well, Mary is actually our mother, and we can treat her as a mother, and she treats us with compassion and love as well. And so our attitude towards her should be one of not just reverence, but also one of love and affection. Something else just in the gospel while I have your attention before you nod off. When Jesus was hanging on the cross, he was offered vinegar to drink. Now, he was offered 3 times during crucifixion. Number one, before he actually took up the cross by the soldiers. Secondly, when he was being crucified, they offered him wine again, and he declined it, or vinegar, or sour wine, as they might call it, and he declined it. And yet he accepted it just before he died. And that is because that vinegar, or whatever it is, would have had an anesthetic effect. And Jesus wasn't doing anything to take away the pain. So he didn't accept it. It didn't take on the gall or the myrrh that was included in that vinegar. But he accepted as he was about to pass. Shows us a great amount of courage that Jesus had. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.